Hello, rising 8th graders. It's Miss J. Hi, if I haven't ever met you before. Um, so I hope that you're having a great summer. I'm having a great summer. I'm really sorry it's taken me so long to get these videos loaded up, but I'm sure none of you have waited to the last minute to start on your summer reading project, just like I haven't waited till the last minute to do these things. But anyway, I'm going to try to get all of the videos uploaded here in the next couple of days because I know your first due date is coming up pretty soon. So today we're going to be talking about MLA formatting and the basics. I'm not going to try to go really into depth with you today about MLA formatting because obviously I haven't even had you in class yet. It's kind of silly to try and teach you exactly what to do with an MLA format whenever I haven't even met you yet. But I know that you guys have done this before, that Ms. Smith has walked you through the whole process, and I just kind of wanted to give you an update on the things that I'm going to expect, the things that I want to see from your MLA format. And this will serve as a reference to you that you can go back to during the year and look at it again if you need to. So we're just going to hit a couple of the highlights here. So first thing you need to know is that MLA, of course, stands for Modern Language Association, and the reason that we learn MLA format is because it is the most common. You'll use it in college, you'll use it in high school. It's pretty much any academic paper you write is going to be either in MLA format or APA format, and we choose MLA because it's simpler. It's easier to understand, and you're going to have to know it. It is elegant. An elegant system doesn't mean like a beautiful lady dressed in a black dress or whatever. An elegant system just means that it's beautifully simple and that it's easy to understand, it's easy to follow, and that's another one of the reasons that we like to use MLA. So why do we use MLA? What's the purpose of doing citations at all? Well, anytime you use somebody else's opinion, you have to give them credit for it. Anytime you use somebody else's ideas, you have to give them credit for it. Otherwise, you've just written a paper about your opinion. And I don't want to offend you or hurt your feelings, but at this point in time, I don't care what your opinion is. It's important to me that you are able to back it up. And you guys are going to find as we get into this year that a lot of things are going to have changed with your standard course of study because we're going to the Common Core and Essential Standards this year. It will be more difficult. There will be a lot of expectation that you're going to prove everything from the text. And one of the ways that you can do that is by really learning and utilizing the MLA format. So you're always backing up what you say with what the author told you. That's why it's so important for you to do it and do it right. So we're going to talk about 4 things in this presentation, and I promise you they're going to be short and sweet. We're going to talk about font sizing, spacing, and margins, because those are things that might differ from teacher to teacher, and I want to make sure that you know what I expect, what my preference is. We're going to talk briefly about in-text citations. We're going to talk about how to format quotes, both short quotes and long quotes, and we're going to talk briefly, very, very briefly, about works cited pages and where you can go to get help for that. Dude, I'm recording. That's okay. I'll call you when I'm done. Sorry, it's my kid. So, a little bit about page formats. Like I said, sometimes these differ from teacher to teacher, from class to class. It may be different for every single class that you're ever in because MLA is not that specific in that they don't prescribe what font you use and what size and yada 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 yada. But I do because I'm nitpicky like that. So you need to know that for me, I like 11-point font. I want you to use Courier or Courier New, and I'll tell you why. Because some of you will look at Courier and be like, why does she like that? I don't understand. Every letter in Courier is exactly the same size. It's very uniform. It's very pleasing. I'm a person who is very easily distracted by annoying things in font. So if you like all that cutesy, loop-de-loo kind of, I don't like that. 11-point Courier or Courier New, whichever one you have on your computer. It needs to be double spaced, of course. And your title will be centered on the first page. And for this first assignment, you may call it summer reading assignment, but I want you to challenge yourself and try to go ahead and get used to naming it something that is your title. It's not just Research Paper 1 or Summer Reading Assignment or TCQC Paragraph 1. It needs to have a title. What are you going to write about? What are you talking about? What is your title? For your titling and your front page, you need to again make sure that your title is centered and it's going to be underneath your name. Your name needs to go at the top of the page and it's going to be right justified. Okay, don't change the font, don't change the font size, leave everything exactly the same, just right justify instead of left justify. And it needs to go in exactly that order. So you put your name first. I'm giving you an example, I'm a student. The date needs to go exactly like it shows on the screen, okay, where you're going to have the number followed by the month followed by the year. That's very specific, okay. The class, as of right now, you don't know what period you're going to have me, so you just need to put ELA, and then of course my name will be the last thing. Then you'll skip down one line, center, put your title, skip down another line, and then you start writing. Alright, let's talk about in-text citations right quick. You know what an in-text citation is, that you put your information in parentheses at the end of the line that you've cited. You need to make sure that you do that for every piece of information you use that is not your own, unique, one-of-a-kind, 100% original thought. If you took it from the author, you must give the author credit. Even if you paraphrased, even if you're not using a direct quotation, if you paraphrase the author's idea, you still have to give that author credit for it. Okay, so make sure that you do that. In-text citations, of course, go at the end of the last sentence, and it's going to be placed within the punctuation. So the period will go after you close your punctuation or close your parentheses. Okay, I've given you an example. The format you have to follow, you have to have the author's last name followed by the page number. There's no punctuation in there, no commas, no page, no number symbol, not the first name, just last name, page number. And I showed you what to do if you've got more than one page to cite, 49-51. Then close it. Okay. When you use a quote, most of you will probably be using shorter quotes for your summer reading assignment, and I realize that. So I wanted to let you know kind of how to do both, because this will come in handy later on during the year. Alright, when you use a quote that has 4 lines or less, you include that up in the text in your paragraph. Make sure that whenever you start your sentence, you give some context for the reason that you're using that quote. Don't just jump into it, because that makes your paper very choppy and disjointed. You want to kind of smooth the transition. Okay, explain why you're using what you're saying. Then you give the quote. Finally, at the end, you give the in-text citation to explain where it came from. I've given you an example here that you can read. Please do notice where your commas go, where your quotation marks go, and copy mine exactly as far as where you place your punctuation. Okay, if you happen to have a quote that is longer than 4 lines or more, they get a blocked indent. And basically what that is that means you take the entire block of text and you indent the entire thing in, and you don't use any quotation marks on it. You still want to give some context as to why you're saying what you're saying. Then you start from the beginning of the quote, indent, and for every line after that you indent it in until you finish the quote, give your in-text citation, finish your punctuation, and then start. Okay, I've given you another example down there so you can read over that yourself. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by reading it to you. Finally, works cited page for your summer reading project. You should only have one entry on your works cited page, and it should just be for the novel that you read. I am not going to try to teach you how to do a bibliography entry over the computer, because that is very much more a hands-on kind of thing. So if you don't remember exactly how to do it, or you don't know exactly what you need, please go to owl.english.purdue.edu. I know you guys have been there before. That's the MLA site. The MLA handbook is there. It's got all the newest updated information. All you need to do is find, what do I need for one single book? Make sure you format that correctly, and that's pretty much it. I will post another video on how to submit, and also just kind of some tips for success, not only for the summer reading project, but kind of for the upcoming year, what to expect things. So I hope you have a great rest of the summer, and I'm really looking forward to reading your stuff. Have a great day.
You finished with this?
No, 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 no.